Tonight on Cougar News, Santa Clarita residents hit the pavement of Six Flags Magic Mountain for a good cause.
Plus, panning for gold in the Santa Clarita Valley? Find out where ahead.
And at least for a night, Santa Clarita becomes the center of the UFC universe. Cougar News starts now.
This is Cougar News.
Hello, and welcome to Cougar News. I'm Taylor Villanueva.
And I'm Rhonda Hanna. Here's the latest from the Cougar Newsroom. Arthritis is the main cause of disability among people 55 and over in the industrialized world, and there are over 100 different forms of this debilitating disease. But as Chantel Thomas tells us, residents in the SCV are fighting back.
The Arthritis Foundation, we're here to celebrating our walk this year in Magic Mountain. People from all over the valley fundraised to help us find a cure.
And having the choice of completing a 1 or 3 mile walk, hundreds of people of all ages gathered at the start line ready to begin. Walkers were excited to see the famous Six Flags characters and their family cheering them on. To celebrate, there was food and entertainment waiting on the other side of the park.
That them churches get it hot like a furnace, boy. I came to rock the mic until the break of dawn.
I think we just cut to the chase. Apparently, there's a lot of people here who are very excited to see Mr. Justin.
I just want to thank the girls for all their hard work. They did a lot of baking. They brought in their baked goods, and they raised $100. Thank you so much.
Over 50 million people in the U.S. have arthritis. And what some may not know is that 300,000 are children.
It was really hard at first because we didn't know what it was. And the doctors have been awesome, and the medications have been wonderful. You wouldn't even think she's sick.
The Arthritis Foundation encourages everybody to stay involved. The fight to find a cure will never end. To find out more, visit www.arthritis.org. And for Cougar News, I'm Chantel Thomas.
With a challenging economy and parents working long hours to pay the bills, there is at least one organization in town that is willing to help. But next month, the Boys and Girls Club could use your assistance.
The Boys and Girls Club of Santa Clarita holds 2 main events per year, the Festival of Trees and the Benefit Auction.
The auction, this year is going to be our 42nd consecutive year. Its theme is Rock On. It's a classic rock, and we loved it because rock means something different to everybody, but everybody can relate.
The event is also a way for Boys and Girls Club students to get involved in the community.
So we have a couple of leadership groups. One is the Keystone Club, which is basically for the older high school students. And then we have a Leaders in Training program. Part of their community service is to help the club with some of the special events like our Festival of Trees. And they'll be all helping to set up for the auction. Auction night, many of them will work that night. And then, of course, a lot of them will be helping out on Sunday, cleanup day.
June 1st will be the club's 42nd annual benefit auction.
We're fortunate because we're part of a national organization, and most people will say that they know what the Boys and Girls Club is about, or, oh, I know about that place. But when you really get down to the nitty-gritty of what do we do, sometimes they don't know. And I think that's probably the biggest challenge. It's also making them understand that that we exist for all kids, ages 7 to 17, and we have a pretty wide cross-section. We're not just kids from socioeconomically challenged homes. It's not all single parents. It's a wide cross-section, but it's a safe place where any child in that age range can come and participate in our programs, our summer programming, and I think it's really just making people understand exactly what we're about.
If you're interested in helping out the Boys and Girls Club, then make sure to attend the benefit auction on June 1st. For Cougar News, I'm Taylor Villanueva.
Now we turn it over to Aldo Canepa for the latest news and information.
What breaking news stories do you have for us, Aldo?
Thanks, guys. Customers seeking thrills at Six Flags Magic Mountain may have gotten more than they bargained for on Tuesday. A brush fire pushed by high winds burned close to the theme park, West Ranch High School, and Rancho Pico Junior High. The smoke could be seen drifting high above the hills near Interstate 5. 2 firefighting helicopters battling winds gusting 50 miles per hour were pressed into action. The fire blackened 149 acres before being put out around 6 p.m. School district officials said they were in contact with LA County Sheriff Department and the fire department and in no time were any of the students or faculty in danger. Excitement of a different kind at COC today. Next year's lineup is out for the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center. Legendary comedian Sinbad kicks off things when he visits August 24th. Others include platinum-selling artist Winona and the Big Noise, comedian Paul Reiser, chart-topping country music Lone Star, and celebrity chef and Food Network star Robert Irvine. For a complete look and schedule, check out canyonspack.com. That's the latest in breaking news. Get the news as it happens with connecting us on Facebook and Twitter by searching COC Cougar News. I'm Alda Canepa. Back to you, Rhonda.
Never let them see you sweat. That familiar saying is never more true when applying for work. Brent Capitan reports on a workshop that can help us ace that job interview.
Anthony Michaelidis is the Director of Career Services and holds these seminars every semester and hopes to educate as many people as possible about the importance of having good interview skills.
Well, this specific one, this is on interviewing, and that's one of the key pieces, obviously, to someone getting a job is that interview. It's a critical piece of the process that for sure we had to have a workshop on interviewing.
Some students came for the extra credit for classes, but others, like George Bet-Joseph, came for the valuable information that could help him in his career.
All right, so I'm good with computers.
The job market is really bad right now. People are getting interviews, but it's not really, they're not getting any results from that. A lot of us are looking for jobs, and there isn't that many out there. So when we get interviews, we want to really do well on them.
The thing about the market these days is because it's gotten so much more casual, many of our students feel that they can be more casual too.
There's a lot of confusing things when you're going into interviews that you're black and white, like should I do this, should I do that? And he did a really good job on touching down all of them and just making them very clear. So when we go in, we know how to dress, how to act, stuff like that he touched down on, make it really good for us.
The grand goal would be for everyone to walk out of here ready to interview, knowing what to do, knowing how to be prepared, having some good tips on how to answer some questions, but just having people leave here a little more confident in their skills.
In an increasingly competitive job market, having any skills or knowledge that sets you apart from the competition can truly help you land that dream job. This is Brent Capitan with Cougar News.
Go in there with all the baggage in my head.
What do local history and Santa Clarita Elementary School students have in common? Plenty. Jesse Canales introduces us to A Day at the Ranch.
This is A Day at the Ranch. It's one in a series of 3 workshops that we put on throughout the year. This particular workshop focuses on local history. So we've set up individual stations here in the William S. Hart Park, and each station focuses on a different time period over the course of Santa Clarita history. So the kids start at the Tatavium station, which is 1513 AD in time period or time frame. And they get a chance to explore some hands-on artifact replicas, and they get to see how daily life for the Tatavium was both different and the same as our daily lives today. And the next station over, we move forward a couple hundred years, and we're in Spanish California when the missions were being built and the Native Americans were being moved from their land onto the missions. And at that station, the students, the participants, get a chance to do some daily life tasks, things that people living on the mission would have done, like making their own clay pots or their own clay dishes. And they also get to make their own soap, jelly soap to be exact. Next up is gold mining. Very little known fact is that Santa Clarita Valley actually had the first documented gold rush in the history of California. It occurred in 1842 when gold was discovered over in Placerita Canyon. But at the gold rush station, the kids get a chance to actually mine for gold. Students get a chance to actually design their own boom town. So they get to pick and choose what businesses they want to have in their town, pick and choose how they want to lay their town out. They get to name their town whatever they want, and learn a little bit about this whole concept of towns springing up practically overnight as a result of an industry and then petering out when that industry died off.
Coming up next on Cougar News, how awesome is Awesometown? We investigate.
Remember the Sugar Hill Gang? Find out how the group who went to the top of the charts with the first rap single has a connection to Santa Clarita.
When you're in the mood for endless Italian dishes, Vincenzo's Pizza is your one-stop shop.
From their hand-tossed thin crust pizzas, to their meaty Chicago dogs and their toasty sandwiches,
to their creamy chicken Alfredo pasta.
I love their chicken Alfredo pasta.
Vincenzo's New Hall has exactly what your appetite desires.
With fresh ingredients, 12 cold beers on tap, and live entertainment on the weekend, you will not be disappointed.
Vincenzo's Pizza, inch for inch, the best pizza in the Santa Clarita Valley.
it motto of genius, others openly mock it. But Santa Clarita is getting plenty of attention for the interesting nickname Awesome Town. But Aldo Canepa asked the question, what's so awesome about Awesome Town?
Welcome to Santa Clarita.
The city of Santa Clarita is advertised as one of the best cities to live in. Yet, despite contrary belief, it's not really that awesome. I interviewed a few students, and I asked them, what really is so awesome about Awesome Town?
I don't think the city's that awesome. It's a nice place to live, but that's about it.
Someone gave it to it and it just stuck.
I do not like it.
Why not?
There's nothing awesome about it.
I guess it just lived here for too long. It's cool. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe because it's nice weather out here. I don't know. There's nothing to do out here, so I can't tell you.
I think it's completely wrong and the opposite of Awesome Town, in my opinion.
If there's a cool place where I want to have fun and exciting thrills and get my adrenaline rushing, where would I go?
Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain. Yeah, Magic Mountain's the only different place.
Magic Mountain.
Why Magic Mountain?
Because that's Santa Clarita.
Yeah, Six Flags is great, man. It's one of the best theme parks out there.
Six Flags is amazing because they have the best rides. They have Goliath, all of the Superman, they have Deja Vu, Tatsu, just tons of rides.
So everyone's pretty much led me here to Six Flags Magic Mountain, beautiful Valencia, California. So let's see what's so awesome about it.
Six Flags Magic Mountain is a 260-acre theme park located in the heart of Awesome Town in Valencia, California. Opened in 1971, Six Flags now brings over 2.5 million visitors a year, and as of 2012, Six Flags Magic Mountain has the most roller coasters in the world with 18. Advertised as the thrill capital of the world, Six Flags is truly what makes Awesome Town awesome. For Cougar News, I'm Aldo Canepa.
If you're a fan of the Beatles, and even if you're not, Justin Mawson found a one-man show with something for everyone.
Surprisingly, this is not footage of John Lennon performing live in Liverpool years ago. It is actually Tim Piper, star of the critically acclaimed show Just Imagine, which opens early next month.
What if John could come back one more time and for 2 hours you go through the arc of his life with the music and some of the anecdotes of why everything was what it was. What was his drive? Why were these songs important?
Tim also talks about things in John's personal life, specifically about his mother.
And he discovers his mother when he's a teenager, and she gets hit by a car one summer evening, and that was the beginning of the end. It just freaked him out, and his dad was gone, so, you know, that's the beginning of the John Lennon drive, if you will.
So how does Tim transform himself into John Lennon?
Just little stuff that are the mannerisms of John that people relate to and trigger memories in their heads that make the whole thing a little bit more believable.
He gets the emotions, he gets the stories right, he tells it like it is in context. You're there.
And he looks like him a lot. And sounds like him when he sings, which is really creepy.
People never understood Yoko, all right? You got to understand, by the time I was 25, I've been everywhere. I've done everything. I lived out every fantasy you could possibly have imagined. And then some. It's a musical history lesson where, you know, you get to understand the man behind the, you know, mythology of all things John and the Beatles.
Just Imagine will begin performing live shows here at the Hayward Theater on June 8th. For tickets and information, visit justimaginetheshow.com. Reporting for Cougar News, I'm Justin Malson.
Many students at College of the Canyons wouldn't describe themselves as thespians, but for those looking to take that first leap towards Broadway, Santa Clarita might be a good place to start. Here's Shane Tomatich with more.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. The Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center has been home to some phenomenal performances over the years, but the stage isn't reserved for celebrities alone. To find out how anyone becomes a part of COC's theater experience, I went to the expert himself.
Hi, I'm Paul Wickline. I'm the department chair of the theater department and the director of the latest production, Lend Me a Tenor. Lend Me a Tenor is a great farce. It was fun to work with the actors on the comedy and the timing that's required of that kind of piece. The cast really jumped in and really took control of the process in terms of how we worked on stage. They felt very comfortable taking risks and always came to the rehearsal with ideas and tried those out in the process, and that's really important in any production. But
Whether you've been acting all your life or never taken a class before, Paul says there's a class for everyone.
yeah, we have a variety of students. We obviously teach general ed classes like our Understanding Theater and our Acting Fundamentals courses, and that's open to any student. So we always like to interest and invite students that are not even trained in theater to come in.
If you're interested in auditioning for the next play at COC, Reasons to Be Pretty, Of Mice and Men, and 5 Women Wearing the Same Dress auditions are all the first week of school next fall. For Cougar News, I'm Shane Tomatich.
You're very cute, Max. Has anyone ever told you that before?
My Uncle Bud?
While most of us try to shake the daily monotony of life in Santa Clarita, a foursome of artists are attempting to introduce some artistic energy into the community. Drago Santembrano tells us more.
West Ranch High School is the place Refugee and many other COC students went.
Hi, I'm Benjamin T. Gideon, aka Refugee, and I am from
Shot Squad.
Most Low. This is Elijah, and this is PS, aka Pastor Steve. We do this as often as we can, coming together and going out to impact our community. It's through concerts. Whenever a city or a church or a venue or a college is having an event and they need room for positive lyrics or they need room for something uplifting or spiritual, they call on us. In Santa Clarita, we go down to Palmdale areas, Hollywood, wherever we feel led to go, we go. I just got signed to a Christian record label. The reason why I'm here is because this is where my greatest failures have happened and this is where my greatest success has happened. High school is really that breaking point where people find who they are. And this place is significant to me because it's symbolism of who I was when I found myself.
Refugee attended College of the Canyons also.
So COC was actually a very, very amazing experience. I came here for 2 semesters. And I came here for a summer, and I attended also another semester between COC and CSUN because I didn't get the classes that I needed at CSUN. They have really, really good programs for a community college. I think my favorite thing about COC was being in the black and white photo class. Met some really, really cool people.
I'm Drago Santembrano for Cougar News.
Known as one of the pioneers of rap music, Master G of the Sugar Hill Gang stands as an inspiration to aspiring musicians everywhere. But as our Frankie Ebo found out, none more so than his very own son, Jared O'Brien.
Age 12 is when I really started seriously writing music, writing lyrics down. Put out my first album at 12, and then from there, 7 years later, I'm on album number 7, mixtape number 15, coming out tomorrow. And a big influence for my music is definitely my pops. Sugar Hill Gang, Master G, you know, the pioneers of hip-hop, really. I have to give a lot of influence to Michael Jackson and Prince. They've been big musical influences on me since I was born. And then one album in particular that really propelled me into writing was Lil Wayne's The Carter 3. So I have a big, big, big influence from Lil Wayne. My mom definitely makes up a big chunk of my support system. She's always been the one that, you know, go for your dreams, go for what you want. It's not going to happen unless you want it, and you have to put in the work. So the fact that she is a big driving force for me is a big reason I keep going. Album number 3 was when people really started sending hate mail to me. Like, oh, this was whatever. But I mean, their word to me is really nothing. Like, I'm still over here, still creating, still putting out stuff. So my advice would be, like, make sure you're happy with what you put out and do it because you love to do it.
Jared is currently attending Cal State Northridge and hopes to expand his knowledge on music and production this coming semester. I'm Frankie Ebo with your Cougar News Spotlight.
Ever heard of Radio Buzz D? If you haven't, you've got nothing to worry about. That's because our Jennifer Hung had the opportunity to meet the voice behind the show, Miss Mouse, who dishes across the internet every Thursday night.
This may seem like your typical average log cabin. Well, you thought wrong. It's a local radio station. I had the chance to talk to Miss Mouse.
I've grown up my whole life in Santa Clarita. I go to California State University of Northridge, and I am getting a sociology degree. Radio Buzz is a source of media and entertainment. and it's an online radio station that broadcasts to over 40 different countries. Most rewarding is playing music that's on the edge of worldwide fame, so getting people's music out there and so that people can hear it. I think right now I would just be going to school and concentrating on that.
Think Miss Mouse is perfect? Think again. Even she has the mistake of forgetting to leave her mic off.
I've had a couple of episodes where I've made mistakes, but there was one when it was Diggy and I, and we were both talking, and I accidentally kept the mics on while we were playing music so they could hear us talking in the background.
Though Miss Mouse has no experience in radio hosting, she has the dedication and motivation to finish her job.
She's been doing an amazing job. She's already been sending out shirts. Even, some other things, some other shows here haven't even done that yet.
I think just going out there and looking at and seeing if there's a radio personality that's broadcasting something, and go up to them, talk to them, give them a business card, or you can look online for internships.
For more information on Miss Mouse or Radio Buzzed, please visit the official website, www.radiobuzzed.com. This is Jennifer Hung for Cougar News.
Going summer shopping soon? Don't know what's hot and what's not? Well, take a look at what your peers think about fashion and what trends we've seen at COC. Monique Urquidez fills us in.
Spring is here and summer is on its way, so take note of what's in style this season.
This season I've noticed a lot more color. Like my jacket, for example. I noticed a lady today, she was wearing like a bright green cardigan with like green pants, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Bold and bright colors are a spring basic and are always associated with summertime, and this year is no exception. As the temperatures continue to increase, we see more people in sheer material clothing, as well as just solid white attire. Popular trends staying with us this season include favorites around the COC campus, such as denim and camouflage. Both these trends have been huge for women, and now it has found its place in men's fashion also. Remaining with us as well are floral prints and stripes. Coming back to us is the 90s style, which brings back in color clashing, old school tees, high tops, and even snapback caps.
I'm a shopaholic, so I like to buy a lot of different fashion. I have all different styles. I don't stick to particularly one style.
For this season's Fashion Flash, I'm Monique with Cougar News.
MMA has grasped the attention of audiences all over the world. With its unique style and fighting, Big John McCarthy's Ultimate Training Academy has brought the rush to Valencia. I got a front row seat at the Octagon.
Welcome to Big John McCarthy's Ultimate Training Center in beautiful Valencia, California, where tonight ABMMA is proud to present Rising Stars 3.
MMA takes over Valencia with the Rising Stars 3 event. Over the past few years, it seems that its popularity has grown tremendously.
I prefer to watch it over boxing any day, especially now. Boxing has just died down, and MMA, there's just, there's so many different varieties that, so many different people can get in different techniques of fighting and be interested in.
With a diverse audience cheering on their favorite fighters along with new competitors.
I think my first fight, it was definitely a battle. It was a life-changing experience, definitely. I knew when I went in there that my ground game wasn't too great, but that's exactly what he capitalized on, and that's basically why I lost. I got beat up a little bit, but I'm glad I did it. Just to get punched in the face is pretty crazy.
This event is a great opportunity for amateur fighters to get experience and exposure to eventually go pro. The fighters go through a monstrous amount of training and struggle to get in the ring and test their abilities.
It feels good to win my first fight. It's my third fight. I lost my first two, so it feels good to finally have a W under my belt. My mentality, my last two fights I didn't really have stamina, so all I trained was my stamina, so I knew I wasn't going to get gassed out, so I just wanted to go in there, put on a good show. It's all or nothing. I just wanted to, throw hard blows, and just, it was either me or him, so it was me tonight. I broke my thumb. I didn't feel it till after, but I mean, it's worth the pain. So.
With all the bloodshed and pain, these fighters express they are still passionate about this sport. Reporting for Cougar News, I'm Rhonda Hanna. That does it for this edition of Cougar News. I'm Rhonda Hanna. Remember, you can catch us on the web at cougarnews.com.
And I'm Taylor Villanueva. You can also send us news tips and story ideas at cougarnews@canyons.edu. Have a great summer, everyone.